Doctoral candidates, I am thrilled to introduce as our commencement speaker a professor of math education, an academic leader, and an ordained minister. Dr. Thomasenia Lott Adams, professor and associate dean for research and faculty development in the College of Education, is helping to transform the teaching of math to children and teenagers nationwide. She has written numerous books and more than 50 journal articles on teaching and learning mathematics. She is an associate editor of Mathematics Teacher, Learning and Teaching Pre-K through 12. And she has received significant funding from the National Science Foundation and also the Florida Department of Education. She earned her PhD and master's degrees in education from the University of Florida and her BS in mathematics from South Carolina State College. This is her 25th year on the faculty of the University of Florida. And as a minister, Dr. Adams serves at the Showers of Blessings Harvest Center in Gainesville, where she is active in several ministries and she gives sermons on occasion. Will you please join me today in warmly welcoming our commencement speaker, Dr. Thomasenia Lott Adams.
Good afternoon. I am elated to be here today with President Fox, other university administrators, members of the Board of Trustees, our commencement guests, faculty, staff, family, and friends to share in recognizing you, our doctoral graduates. You are future transformative leaders, trailblazers, and change makers, and it is my privilege to share this special day with you. Your accomplishment, the highest of its kind, is a result of your consistent pursuit of knowledge and your devotion to excellence. I have sat in your place, and I know that your achievement of obtaining this degree is long awaited. Your victory did not come without sleepless nights, without hardships, without disruptions, without sacrifice. You have finished what you have started, and I invite you to take just another moment to celebrate your triumph. Graduates, I know that you have checked and rechecked every degree requirement, and that you are sure that you have done everything that is required of you. But I do have one last request. And no, you don't have to edit your dissertation again. You have met your goal, and you may believe that you have reached your final destination. But know this, expertise is not enough. Not if you truly desire to have meaningful and lasting impact. You have earned your doctoral degree. That's your what. My request to you is that you discover your how. From our earliest of years, we have heard tales of courageous men and women embarking on wild adventures to save the world. Fairy tales, books, movies, TV shows, they all have one. That one character who rises, confronts adversity, challenges the darkness, and cares for all. As they travel what Joseph Campbell called the hero's journey, these characters captivate us with their boldness and their bravery. They inspire us to maybe be a little bolder and braver ourselves. But what if? just for a moment. Instead of searching for heroes in fiction, we search for them in our own lives and seek to be heroes ourselves. Reflect with me, if you will, on the significant people in your lives. Have they not exhibited remarkable strength and relentless courage in the face of adversity? Did they not encourage you to get up, brush yourself off, to realize your full potential? Did they not challenge your capabilities that you might rise to the occasion? Were they not there to move you forward on the hero's journey just for you? When I think of those who have inspired me and guided me, I think of my family. I was born on Hancock's Place, a small chicken farm in South Carolina, where my parents lived and where we worked and where they worked and where we stayed in a house that was owned by Mr. Hancock. I am the youngest of 8 children. My father worked outside catching chickens with his bare hands. My mother worked inside the chicken house to help support our family. We were sustained by chicken backs and chicken wings, the parts of the chicken that no one wanted to eat then. At a young age, my mother enrolled me in oratorical contests at church. She would choose old, unusual, complex poems for me to recite. Like Richard Wright's "I Have Seen Black Hands" from 1934. I am black, and I have seen black hands, millions and millions of them. Out of bundles of wool and flannel, tiny back fingers have reached restlessly and hungrily for life. My mother also selected poems like Margaret Burroughs's 1968, "What shall I tell my children who are black? What shall I tell my children who are black of what it means to be a captive in this dark skin? What shall I tell my dear ones, fruit of my womb, of how beautiful they are, when everywhere they turn they are faced with the abhorrence of everything that is black?" I would practice for hours and hours, but there were times that it felt impossible. How could I memorize all the pages of poetry? How could I keep my composure in front of such a large crowd? I was drenched by fear and immersed in doubt. I would ask my mother why I could not recite simpler, popular poems like the other children. However, my mother, my hero, she knew better. She would face me and say, "You pick the hardest thing and you go for it. Nobody knows the next line but you." And they didn't, and I would win. While some strive to become heroes, others often do not recognize how much of a hero they really are. As a young girl, I would come home from school, and on many days, I would help my father pull his boots off of his swollen feet. I would share with him what I did that day. I would show him my classwork, my homework, my quizzes. Each time, he would do the same thing. Flip through the pages, study each one, give them back to me and warmly say, "Good job." When he found me reading, he would sometimes ask to look at my book, scan a few pages, tell me it seemed interesting, and to keep reading. On days I would come home feeling like I had not done a good job in school, he was consistent in his interest in and his encouragement of my schoolwork. These moments did not seem so significant to me as a child. They may not seem so significant to all of you right now. It was not until I was 18 when I realized and understood their magnitude. It's when I realized that my father was illiterate. However, he did not let his inability to read and write silence the hero within. He sought to provide me with the opportunity for more than what he himself could do or could be. He was fuel for my strength. The hero's actions can also be present in simple life experiences. Each day as I live and work the life of a professor, I draw strength from memories of my big sister as we walked the long dirt road to catch the school bus, because the school board would not allow the bus to come to our home. On cold winter mornings, my sister would cover my face with Vaseline, and she would convince me that it would keep me warm. But that's not what kept me warm. What kept me warm was her holding my hand, never letting me turn back, never letting me give up. She too was a hero, enabling me to do the hard thing, to prepare for the tough roads ahead. Graduates, I know that many of you share similar stories. Perhaps you too carry the hopes and dreams of your significant others, your mentors, and other students who have shared the doctoral experience. Whoever your heroes are, they have instilled in you the confidence to venture into the unknown, to aim high, to pick the hardest thing, and to go for it. While each of our journeys is unique, filled with its own defeats and victories, we do have this in common. We have our what? The doctoral degree. Now I challenge you to discover your how. You are here today because you charged forth on a mission. You pushed beyond the limits, believed in your boundless potential, and you rose above the fear. The road was not always easy. The path was not always clear. But here you emerge. You will leave the campus of the University of Florida changed, transformed, strong. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe said this: thinking is easy, acting is difficult, and to put one's thoughts into action is the most difficult thing in the world. Therefore, here's the important question: how will you use your doctoral degree to make a difference? How will you affect change for the good of all? What feat will you accomplish? What problems will you solve? How will you use what you have learned at UF to change circumstances for someone? Today, tomorrow, how will you become a hero? How will you create a chance for someone else to succeed? How will you lead another to sit where you are sitting right now? How will you continue on the hero's journey? You have your what. Now discover your how. Because this I know, you are equipped to be better, to seek more, to live truth, to reach higher, to sow peace, to be the shoulders upon which someone can stand and see beyond the horizon. Be the hero that UF has prepared you to be. Thank you, and go Gators.